Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Jennifer Sullivan, and I am the Principal Advisor with J. Sullivan Advisors. Thank you for being here today for our Brain Break featuring Margrete Chadwick. We are excited to have you. Our goal with this series is to give you about 30 minutes where you can slow down and relax a little bit. Push your chair back, turn off the ringer, and just take some time for you, which is very apropos given our topic today about self-care. It's something that meeting planners, of which the majority of our attendees today on the call are meeting planners, it's something you guys don't do very often. You're often taking care of other people. So we would really love to just have 30 minutes where we can give back to you a little bit. Before I ask Margrete to join us, let me tell you a little bit about J. Sullivan Advisors. We are a boutique hospitality consultancy offering business solutions to hospitality owners and full service event planning to meeting professionals. I think the thing that makes us different than other meeting planning companies are two things, actually. First, like independent planners, we are very high touch and low overhead. However, we're a team. So there are 6 of us working on your event. Giving you the peace of mind that if something were ever to happen to your lead planner, you've got the assurance that the 5 of us are behind her and will be able to help you. The other thing that makes our team different is the dynamic makeup of our team. And I'm going to test my technology skills here and try to share screen so I can show you a picture of everybody. We are a dynamic makeup of seasoned professional planners with Sharon Chapman and Janice Stern, as well as luxury hoteliers, including Michelle Babin, Joanne Peart, Kelly Woods-Stalmer, and myself. Again, we bring our different perspectives to every program we work on, making your event that much stronger. And we can help with any piece of the event planning puzzle, be it sourcing, to contracting, to concepting, actual planning and working with your vendors, the full service planning, or just on-site additional staffing. We are here to help support your teams and supplement them when meetings come back, and we're sure that they will. Together, our team is, we are relationship builders, we are strategists, and we are magic makers. We are all very passionate about travel. We are passionate about building loyalty through events, and we are passionate about taking care of others, be it your stakeholders, your attendees, or you. And we would certainly love to put our passions to work for you. So I will go ahead and send you an email tomorrow so that we can keep in touch. If we can help, as I said, supplement or support your team in any way, please just let us know. And now it is my great pleasure to ask Margrete Chadwick to join us. And her topic of self-care is incredibly timely. We were talking yesterday about what a tough week this has been for the hospitality and meeting planning industry. You know, as COVID cases are going up, states are beginning to shut down again. The airline bookings that were going up are now declining again. Furloughs are becoming layoffs, and it's just a really, really heavy time for our industry. And now more than ever, Margrete's message of self-care is really, really important. And she comes from a place of, you know, experience. She spent 25 years in the hospitality industry. She empathizes as well. And I think one of the things that makes me really respect Margrete is that she left that industry to follow a passion of hers. You know, she was always passionate about psychology and the human condition. So she followed that and has become trained in different energy modalities, and is now a transformational leadership consultant. So I could talk forever about her, but I will let her do the talking. Margrete, thank you again for joining us today. We sincerely appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely, Jennifer. It is a privilege to be with you and your clients and your team today. And what inspires me most as I do a transition here, bear with me, what inspires me most about being with you all today and supporting Jennifer and her team and her business is that she's creating magic, which is true. And magic doesn't just happen, we can create it. And she's providing you, her team is providing you with really wonderful resources during this time and beyond to help give yourself a break, but to invest in you. So Jennifer, thank you very much. So with that
pleasure. You know, Marguerite, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you one more second. I forgot to say that you have graciously offered to take questions at the end. So as questions come up, just go ahead and pop them into the chat box, and Marguerite and I will go through those at the end. So thank you.
Very well. Well, let's get started. This is an extremely rich and packed topic. We have just a few minutes to go through this, about 25 minutes, and I am honored to share with you and give us a platform or a starting place related to some self-care and our self-care via the format of our love languages. Okay. So what I invite us to do today, and first of all, if you've heard of, you may have already heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And it's a very important modality of how we communicate with ourselves, with each other, and with the world via these 5 love languages, which we will start to dive into in just a moment. But that's the basis with which I'm presenting today on our self-care. What I'd invite us to do today together is to take a big breath, and as Jennifer said, relax a little bit, or a lot of it, and open our awareness that we can create new perspectives today. We're going to create some new perspectives and open our awareness for our brain and our brain biology, commit to a few or maybe more than a few new choices related to our self-care, create some self-care rituals, and cultivate some self-empowerment with all of this. The reason that this is so important, there are many, but when we outsource our happiness to outside circumstances, to the world, to our spouse, to our boss, to the company, to the environment, to the organization, we outsource our happiness and we create a way that people and organizations and things might or maybe just possibly will let us down. We want to turn around that codependence and pull that back to ourselves because we are the creator of our happiness. Okay? Let's talk for a minute. Let's introduce some neuroscience into this equation here and how our brain works. First of all, we are each given 86,400 seconds in a day. We are all gifted that. There is into our bank account every day. There's no day that doesn't happen. So what we do with that is simply our choice. We make conscious choices one way or the other. Inside of this day, approximately 60 to 70,000 thoughts occur each day spontaneously. And about 80% of those are negative, related to ourselves and related to those around us in life circumstances. Then we compound that with 95% of those thoughts are repetitive. So what we create on a daily basis, we rinse and repeat, is called a negative feedback loop, where our thoughts create our habits, have us make choices or choose choices. It then creates a habitual behavior, creating experiences in our awareness. Those experiences then elicit, we attach emotion and meaning to them, making a thought happen again, that it's going to happen again, and therefore this feedback loop. It's called a neurokinetic feedback loop. What happens to the brain and our biology? Our brain is amazing. It is here to help us get our needs met, and it's here for our safety. And what happens is when we are not feeling safe, we feel like we are not loved. We feel like we need to get our needs met someplace, and we start gravitating elsewhere. Our amygdala goes into high survival mode. Our nervous system gets out of whack and goes onto high alert. Our adrenal glands overproduce cortisol, and we become fatigued, and our adrenal glands become fatigued. Dis-ease starts to happen in the body and the mind. How this then materializes in how we move matter in the world and how we create our awareness is that we then start to create these belief systems that others are responsible for our life circumstances. When someone does something, then I'll be happy. When I get this bonus, then I'll be happy. When I go on vacation, then I'll be relaxed. Those kinds of statements we all make, and to varying degrees. We then start to develop resentment, blame, judgments, and behavioral responses. So let's turn this around and take another look at a different perspective. If you're familiar with Joe Dispenza, he is a neuroscientist. He wrote the book, Breaking the Habit of Being You. It's a fantastic book. He also does a lot on brain rewiring. I'd love to read this quote to you. To change is to think greater than how we feel. And to change is to act greater than the familiar feelings of the memorized self, which is that feedback loop that we were just speaking about. So as we turn a different perspective, we want to create from a sense of cultivating our own love languages, our own self-care. This is not something that sounds warm and fuzzy to do, because it is vital for our evolution and vital for our self-preservation and our self-care, so that we were, again, not outsourcing it, but we were turning this around and we are owning our own self-empowerment for our self-care. We self-care for ourselves. We release oxytocin, which is the love hormone produced in the pituitary gland, which actually helps keep us safe. The brain knows that it's keeping us safe that way. We strengthen our immune system, and boy, if that isn't a buzzword, right? We can go on for days about this. So we really want to strengthen our immune system. We can increase our levels of joy. And joy doesn't always mean jumping for joy and being on vacation. It can also mean, and very likely it incorporates, being without discomfort, being without dis-ease. We improve our sleep, we lose weight, we reverse the aging process, and more. So I'm really into that one. Let's take a look now at our 5 love languages. All right, so the 5 love languages, again, ways of communication, how we feel love, express love, give love, etc., are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and receiving gifts. Now, you may see yourself in all 5 of these qualities, which are all 5 of these acts, which is very common. Yet predominantly we have 1 to 2 that are predominant in our makeup, and that can change over time as we go through different chapters in our life. But generally we have 1 or 2 that are top quality, not top quality, but that are top of mind in how we act out and how we like to receive. Now, a good way, or a way to know what some of yours are, what the top 2 are, is what gets you most chapped when it doesn't happen. So it's kind of like reversing this engineering. When some of these don't happen, what just really gets you? Also, what do you find that you do for others that you would really like to do for yourself? So let's get started on words of affirmation. Now, as I go through each of these, I'm sharing with you an overall general, and then we'll dive in a little deeper as to how we could peel this apart and really create these for our own. There's so much richness in all of this, and again, I'm moving quickly, and of course can have questions, but I just wanted to set that tone that these are just a few morsels for us to begin with. So, words of affirmation. Words have power. They really do have a frequency that emits as they come from the back of the throat to the front of the tongue, out into the world. There's a resonance and an electromagnetic frequency that carries power and messages. So offer yourself what you need to yourself. Some ways of doing that, these are ways to capture these, and we'll dive a little deeper, but in journaling, creating a morning ritual, creating an evening ritual where you encompass these. Now, I know we all create rituals. Do morning and evening rituals. It just may be automatic or not automatic, and conscious or not conscious. We want to practice this in front of the mirror. Awkward, I know. And that's exactly where we need to be, so that way we can look ourselves in the eye. Set appointments to do this. We set appointments for everything else, for our clients, for our kids' dentist appointments. Set appointment at 3:45 in the afternoon every day to have an appointment to give yourself words of affirmation, have a meeting with yourself. I invite us to cultivate positive self-talk. Because of those 60,000 thoughts per day and 80% of them are negative, we are inundating and denigrating literally our DNA by the negative self-talk. And that could be like, you should have, you could have, I can't believe your hair looks like this today, I can't believe how you haven't exercised, I can't, etc. We know. And we want to even look at ourselves in the mirror or write in this journal or incorporate as we're blow drying our hair or whatever those morning and evening rituals are, thanking ourselves. Marguerite, thank you for showing up today in your life. Thank you for putting your all in this for your work. I see you and I understand you. I understand that it was a tough week learning about the industry. I understand all the feelings you're going through. Apologize to yourself for messing up. Forgive yourself. Marguerite, I forgive you for having neglected your physical care for the last 2 months and taking a bit of advantage of your body. Affirm what you love about yourself. Marguerite, I love that I'm really into these. I really want to gift myself healthy and whole foods. Creating a gratitude practice for your inner and your outer world. Our outer world is more easy because it's pretty tangible. Our inner world, though, is really amazing to start to say, wow, I am grateful for my intestines that are metabolizing my food that do 500 functions plus per day. I'm grateful that my bladder is telling me that I need to go to the loo after I drank a glass of water. There's so much on our inner world we can be thankful for. And remembering to say, I love you to yourself in the mirror. And it's awkward. It feels funny. And we sometimes, or most of the time, might want to away from that. But when we look at what the resistance is, those are where the real nuggets are as well too. And that's a lot of the deeper work that I do with clients. Okay, moving on to quality time. You may have heard this quote before: until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you won't do anything with it. A pretty powerful statement. All right, this section is about giving yourself the gift of time. And what does that mean to you? I invite us to look at giving ourselves the gift of time, of getting to know yourself deeply. A lot of the work that I do with clients, when I'm really down to brass tacks, clients don't know who they are. They don't know what they want, but they just know they're uncomfortable and at discomfort with themselves and life circumstances. So how do we get to know ourselves deeply? That's an act of self-love. Prioritizing self-care appointments. Again, setting aside a time for ourselves on the calendar, prioritizing those doctor's appointments, those appointments that make our life go around that we often will be so easy to cancel. Committing to personal development. This is a real big one. That's a personal priority for me, and I love, love, love personal development. Cultivating, again, our self-love relationship in the way that is meaningful to you, and visualizing our future. So let's take a little bit of a peek here. As we do self-cultivation, some of this could look like, again, these are just jumping off and starting points. A date day with yourself. And I don't recommend this once a month or once every 6 months, at least once a week. And you get to create for yourself, to be with yourself, a favorite outing. And you can combine things. You can do one of them, all of them, cook nurturing foods for yourself, going to the farmer's market, hiking, yoga, be in nature. Being in nature is really important at any level. Reading, meditating, a favorite outing, whatever that looks to you. That is not trying to get things done, but it's actually something that would nurture you. Doing projects. Yes, how could this be, spending time, but doing projects to release clutter, especially. Beautifying your space, beautifying your home, your car, your office. Even though it sounds like a chore, it depends on how we come at it. As we clear the traffic in our life, we actually see and can create much easier and better, and with freedom and ease, not dis-ease and disharmony. Personal self-growth. Take a master class, take lots of master classes, get into a technology class, learn how to use a camera, go on a retreat. And I recognize the environment that we're in. I'm certainly present to that. There are online retreats you can do now too. Read books, read self-mastery books on empathy, on leadership. Join a mastermind group, start a mastermind group. Exercise this, become someone, always be coming. And be present with yourself. Taking your physical care, taking time for your physical care and exercise, not because you're torturing your body because it's not the size that you want it to be, but because you're actually thankful that you get to breathe another day. Again, doing the exercises that are meaningful to you, hiking, yoga, biking, swimming, fueling your body with amazing whole food. Grounding is a big one for spending time with yourself. There's lots of science, there's tons of science behind this, but the quick version of grounding is that the earth has a polarity, the North and South Pole. The earth is actually shifting about 3 degrees, literally on its axis, and our polarity gets thrown off all the time. Our polarity can get thrown off when we open up an email and go into a stress response. Grounding puts feet literally on the ground, if you will, so you're not in a spin, in a tailspin. So a practice that helps you do a yoga meditation for 2 minutes, practicing being and not doing so you can ground yourself. Putting your feet in wet grass is amazing. And envisioning your future, spending time envisioning your future, creative visualization, dream boards. I know that Lynn Lee has presented to us a couple of weeks ago. It's amazing. Doing manifesting rituals. Pardon me, take a quick water. Taking a peek for our time. All right, we move into another love language, which is acts of service. So the best day of our life is the one with which you decide your life is your own. No apologies, no excuses, no one to lean on, rely on, or blame. This gift is yours. So acts of service are interesting. So when we think of acts of service, we're helping someone do something, or we need the help to do something. So how do you do this for yourself? How do you act of service for yourself? It feels a little awkward, and it might. So first of all, we have a mindset, we cultivate a mindset of that I'm first. My priorities are first. I am first. Putting on that oxygen mask before helping anyone else is not just a cute thing to say that the airlines do all over the world. It's that if I can't breathe, I can't help you. How often do we operate that I'm going to help all of you and I'm losing my own oxygen? Some of this could look like organizing services that are needed. It's the dry cleaning, it's the grocery shopping, it's the life priorities. Pay for them. Bless that money going out. Pay for those services if it creates peace of mind. Pay for those services, it creates the economy to go around, even especially in this time. If that's not something that you choose to do, organize, clean, and plan for yourself with the intention that I get to, not that I have to, but that I get to because I am caring for my environment. It's a different mindset. Make acts of service fun. We'll take a peek at that. And create community by exchanging energetic acts of services. Those who know me know that I love going grocery shopping. I know it's kind of bizarre and fun. I love going to farmers markets. I love going to Whole Foods and places that are just creative and beautiful and vibrant. I love doing that. Some of my friends really like going to Target and those kind of Home Depot. I need all of those items too. Why don't you Venmo me? I'll send you my list. You send me your list and we'll exchange, meet in the middle, hug. And we've exchanged energy. So making rituals out of acts of service. Have a dance party while you're cleaning the house or cleaning out your car or cleaning up your desk and tidying it up so that way you can see straight without the clutter that has all of these energetic frequencies around it. Have a dance party, put on that, crank it up and move your body. Creates joy when we move. Learn a language while cleaning or organizing or running errands. Listen to podcasts, which hopefully we all do at some level, or we're listening to books and all of that, but deepen this practice, making it fun, consciously choosing. This is not about double timing it and getting more done. I don't really believe that there is such a thing as that we've been trained in the past. This is about actually changing our mindset so that way we are choosing to have fun, choosing to serve ourselves. Meditation while cooking sounds kind of interesting, but if you're cutting that onion with love and not because I have to, and not hating it the whole time, and then you put it into the pan and it's stirring up anger and resentment for your family, meditate with love while you're cooking. Creating gratitude practices and rituals around these acts of service, that washing the clothes is a privilege because I have so many of them to wash, and I have the resources to buy the laundry detergent to do so. That I have healthy legs to walk this dog that's like wanting my attention more and more and more all the time. That I have the technology that sometimes fails me, but I have the technology to work from home or anywhere to earn money and help the economy go around. All right, physical touch. The physical touch produces oxytocin, which reduces blood pressure, lowers our heart rate, lessens depression, boosts our immune system, and much more. All right, so physical touch, and again, all of these are just starting points and ideas to get us going, but they're all individual to what would be meaningful to us and that we can provide for ourselves. Hugging heart to heart from the left hand above your breastbone into someone else's left breastbone, and hug for 5 seconds. Hugging your friends, hugging your family, hugging your colleagues, hugging yourself. You can hug yourself and you can sway back and forth, and it might look funny, it might feel funny at first, but I'll tell you, the brain doesn't know the difference. The brain knows that you're being touched. We are the ones that make the meaning that my lover is hugging me and I feel so good now. But the brain doesn't know the difference. It sends off and it creates oxytocin, which says that we are safe and okay. Body work, so important to have massage, acupressure, acupuncture, self-massage, massaging in between the webbings of our hands, the webbings in between our toes and our feet, face yoga, foot reflexology. All of this is available to us, whether we pay for these services, enlist a friend who help us in exchange, or do this ourselves. Go on YouTube, Google it, pay for a class. It's all available to us. All right, creating body rituals. We all take showers or baths during the day, or maybe during this time a few times a week, who knows? But as we're taking a shower, are we just scrubbing really fast, or are we angry with our body? Or could we take our lotion and really massage this into our body, thanking ourselves, thanking this big, huge organ, the biggest organ of us that we have, for protecting us. Again, doing the facial routine, right? We're all washing our face, but you know that there's 52 muscles in the face that can be massaged, even up to the ears and from the eyebrows out. There's so much richness to this that we can learn. There are 12 meridians that you can, while you're taking a shower, you can trace up and down as you're taking a shower, that actually have meaning to awakening the meridian system in the body. I love this particular ritual, the coconut oil ritual, which really is just an extrapolation of what we just talked about, but for 5 minutes after the shower or before bed, to literally massage coconut oil into this beautiful organ. Watch it glow afterwards. It will love you, because as you are massaging yourself, sometimes you find things, you're like, ooh, that's sore. Oh, it needs a little love. We're creating our own self-touch. We're creating our own self-care. Doing exercise also is a way to produce oxytocin, because it helps the pituitary gland release it. So again, doing yoga, doing squats in the afternoon or the evening, or right before a meal, usually it's when you want to get that blood pressure up. Doing plank pose, I'm proud to say that I can do it for a minute a day now. It releases oxytocin. These are your choices. I just wanted to add that in there, add some of these in there so we can get started. The last one here is receiving gifts. So gifts transcend money and they transcend need. It's a big one. And learning to give and receive creates an energetic flow within healthy boundaries. Okay. So we're so often wanting to receive flowers from our loved one or for our birthday or for a special occasion. And why would we not want to or choose to create new habits for ourselves and gift ourselves in various areas? Gift ourselves experiences. Sure, include others if we choose to. Gift them to ourselves. If not now, when? And as we build up resentment for how it's not happening, really we're the only ones that can take responsibility for that. Travel experiences, dining experiences, yoga membership pass, dance classes, camera classes, technology classes. Give yourself experiences. Buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself flowers for your office, your room, your kitchen. It brightens up. It's being in nature, and it brightens your day. And they also have energetic meetings as well too. When you pull nature into spaces, especially that have technology, we want to counteract that and counterbalance that a bit. Treasures. It is counterintuitive to think, well, should I spend money on ourselves sometimes? And we have lots of struggle with this, and there's deeper underlying meanings as to why we might have resistance for any of these modalities that we talked about today, which is really the deep work that I do with clients and teams. But buying ourselves a timepiece, buying ourselves jewelry, buying ourselves art, buying ourselves a camera so we can learn how to capture the world around us. These are gifts that we can give us that are meaningful. Giving ourselves the gift of healthy food, the gift of organic meals, the gift of shopping wisely for our fuel in our body. Personal items, sports equipment, clothing, things that are maybe not necessary, but that are desired, if not now, when. And give the gift of your time for physical exercise, for naps, for being in nature. When you're tired, it's okay to do a cat nap. These are all items of giving ourselves permission and taking care of ourselves instead of the natural that I did for so many years, which is I don't have time, and I went down that rabbit hole. So I have an invitation for us all in wrapping this up, an invitation with 3 prongs to it, to own our own self-care, to open up the awareness that if we consciously choose, not by virtue of another to-do list, because that consciousness is only going to create a to-do list that we will judge ourselves and fail on, and all of these things that can happen, but that we consciously choose that I am important and I want to invest in myself and turn around the codependence of everyone else's fault for not making me happy. We want to create rituals in the spirit of investing in ourselves, in the spirit of self-love and self-empowerment, believing that you're worth it. And I invite you as a 3rd prong to invite an accountability partner to do this with you. Because when we share experiences, we not only support each other, you support yourself, you support the accountability partner, and you support the community around you. As we are happy, there's a energetic spin that goes, that ripples out. You probably noticed that when a waiter comes up to the table and they're in a bad mood, everyone starts to vibrate at that level. The same happens with happiness and joy. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and that I'm open
listening. I'm taking notes avidly.
a lot, and I went really fast, and I'm open for questions if anyone has questions.
Thank you so much. Yeah, y'all use the chat screen. We do have some questions here, so we'll get to those in a second. This is the book that Margrete referenced, 5 Love Languages, and it was initially written as a tool for couples to be able to better relate to each other. And I love what you've done in spinning this concept to use the same languages to take care of ourselves. So, yes. So important.
Yes, so important. And what I'm not inviting is sheer independence, and we don't need anyone in our life. That I didn't mention that in the beginning, and that's not what I mean. We, as our cup is full, we then get to top each other's cups off versus vying and vampiring for others to fulfill us, and etc. So we actually start with us, and then it moves out from here.
Yep.
Yes.
Love it. One person said, I love your concept of outsourcing happiness. I recently lost my job and I felt like I lost my identity. But you made me realize that I'm outsourcing that, and I look forward to prioritizing self-care even more.
This is huge. Amazing. An amazing awareness. And with love and gratitude for that awareness, with love and gratitude, absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Someone else said, in her experience, sometimes self-talk is a little awkward, but writing a letter to herself has been an easier way to express that positive self-talk.
That is so beautiful, because you can see it again, visit it again, love on it again. It reflects back to you in writing again. Reading it reinstills and it reinforces it. And that becomes then her personal way. So there's not one way. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good suggestion.
Yes.
This is an interesting question. Thank you for grounding this in science. Why does it seem that self-care is harder for women? Is there any science behind that?
That's a fantastic question, and we could be here for about a week on this one. So there's a couple of quick clips that I'll give to you that just to open up a perspective. If we go back for millennia, we are still carrying that wiring for the millennia of we are the caretakers of the family, and therefore it is our job, our job, to care for others. We back, way back, for millennia, thousands of years, men would go out and do the physical work. We would be responsible for the inner work, and our safety depended on it. We weren't then protected if we didn't take care of the inside tribe. So the neuroscience to this is very hardwired in our perspective. And then it's reinforced over war and over time and over the things that happen to women. And then, ladies, I'll share with you honestly, when you start to do your inner work, you recognize, if you choose, that you can break that. You can break that cycle if you choose, but we agree to do it. We agree to reinforce what society has and what we've adapted for so long. But yes, there is science to this. It was really based on the safety of being in a tribe, that if we didn't do those things, we were kicked out of the tribe and put out to the wolves, literally. But we still carry that today. It just looks different because I have a dress on and we drive fancy cars, right? But we still carry that, so we can break that if we choose. Excellent question. I love that.
Great advice. Yeah. Great advice.
Yes.
Thank you. Margrete has graciously offered to send out a workbook that will help us in our commitments to taking care of ourselves. It's something that you can share with your accountability partner if you're interested. She's also offered to share her contact information, so I'll include that in the email that I send out tomorrow. We thank you so much, Margrete, for sharing your passion, your information, your knowledge about all of this. And I truly hope that we can help set some people on a new path, and help them feel good about taking care of themselves. So
absolutely. Thank you for this time. Thank you to all of you who are in the audience to have invested in yourself. Because you are here, the energy knows that we are all here then to support each other in truth for authentic movement and change. Authenticity, not the rah-rah, you can do it, but the authentic, I'm going to hold you accountable. And what are you going to release to release limiting beliefs? And that'll be part of the workbook too.
Great. Thank you so much. It's great to share your passion with friends and colleagues. We appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Everyone be well. Take good care. See you the next. Okay.
Thank you, everybody, again for joining us. As Margrete said, be well, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.